today, and we are super fucking happy about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, take a moment to like and empty the space. Let's bring some more people in here to enjoy the celebration of the farewell party to the Savior.
Say goodbye, a farewell for this motherfucker that put the fucking video of the fucking hostage. So this is a fucking farewell for me, okay?
Because he shouldn't exist from the get-go. He should have been executed by the Mossad long time ago, and I've been asking for this for a long time. And I was talking to my commander. I'm telling him this needs to go.
I think that you need to gather all the Zios, eliminate them.
He deserves to be genocided like all the other Nazis, and he's a convicted fucking criminal. And they pissed the hell out of me. This fucking Hamas and giving them a voice after October 7, and us Jews and Israelis can live peacefully. I hate him.
Great.
I hate him.
Celebrate, it's time to celebrate. Another big L for Israel. Celebrate, it's time to celebrate. Another big L for Israel. Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. World don't care, bitch, bye-bye. You fucked around and found out. Now it's enough of the mouth. You thought that you could kill kids? Well, I guess that you found out. Epstein regime is in doubt. Iranian missiles at your house. No time left to play victim. The hand of God strikes you down. Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. World don't care, bitch, bye-bye. Tel Aviv is just dust. Burn to rubble, you must. Iran missiles taking flight. I ain't talking about Elon Musk. Special place for you in hell. Last thing you hear is alarm bells. A big boom and a big bang. Tell me, is it too hot in hell? Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. World don't care, bitch, bye-bye. Tel Aviv is just dust. Burn to rubble, you must. Iran missiles taking flight. I ain't talking about Elon Musk. Special place for you in hell. Last thing you hear is alarm bells. A big boom and a big bang. Tell me, is it too hot in hell? Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. Alarm bells ringing, settlers running, world don't care, bitch, bye-bye. Care, bitch, bye-bye.
Yo, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Drop me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, guys. I hope you're all doing well today. It's just early morning for us today. It's an early morning, it's a new start. It's a Friday today. I hope you're having a good Friday. I'll have a quick roll check in the chat. Oh yeah, yesterday when I watched back some of my stream, I realised that my microphone wasn't even turned on. I was using like the webcam audio, so it's kind of annoying. It didn't sound as good, but should be all sorted today. We've got Red Spur on Kick. Shout out to you, brother, as always. We've got Blame April on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Not a lot of people active in the chat today. I suppose it's a very different time to what we usually do. But, you know, I don't care if it's 5 people in here. I don't care if it's 5,000 people in here. We're still going to get into it. We're still going to cover the news. It doesn't matter. So thank you for thank you for you guys that are still tuned in today. I appreciate you all so much. Reason we're doing it so early is because I'm not sure if you guys know. I think Red Spur, you've probably been here recently. But, yeah, I lost my job. Basically, I had to leave my job because of a change of circumstances at the workplace. And now this will be my full-time job. So we're going to be starting to do longer streams. We're going to start to make it more organised. Today we're going to do it for a couple of hours. Reason for that is I've got to actually take my dog to the vets at about 1:30 UK time, which is about 2.5 hours away. So I'll probably do a couple of hours today, and then the rest of the days they're going to be like earlier streams like today. They'll probably be even earlier than today, to be fair. I was just I slacked a little bit this morning. I'm not used to the new timetable, you know, but I'm going to put out a proper schedule, and we're going to start doing like set times every day. So hopefully that's better for you guys as well, so you don't miss the stream, etc. But yeah, what area you lot tuned in, the ones who are watching? I know I don't know how to put my Kick numbers up on the screen. I've got the YouTube numbers up there, but I don't know how to put the Kick numbers up there. I don't know how many people are watching on Kick. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that's tuned in anyway. What country are you all tuned in from? Anyone from the UK? I take it it's more of like a UK time today, ain't it? Because I think in America it's like 6 hours behind or something. So I doubt anyone's watching at this time over there, but you know. What's going on, Chris? Thank you for tuning in, brother. Good morning to you too, mate. But yeah, let me know what area you guys are locked in from while I just load up my bookmarks. And also we done a stream last night, so there's not so much to go over. We've got a little bit of news to go over. Then maybe we'll watch a video or two and react to them. Red Spur, you're from Paisley, Scotland. Nice one, man. I've always wanted to visit Scotland. It's like driving distance, isn't it? You can drive there, I think. From where I am, it would take like quite a while though. It's like 8 hours or something. But I've always wanted to go there. It looks like an interesting place for sure. Chris B, it's 6 AM here in America. You wake up early. Nice, man. You got early bird catches the worm. You got to be up, man. You got to be active. What are you doing? You off to work today or something? Or are you just an early morning type of guy? A voice of American culture, US as well. Damn, you Americans, you are up early, man. I respect it. I respect it a lot. Got to be up early, man. Catch the worm early in the morning. But yeah, I suppose we will start off with a video of the Scots would love me. Yeah, man. Maybe you can give me a little tour. You can give me a little tour if I come up there one time. Go up there for a little weekend or something. Maybe in the summer. But yeah, so we'll start off with some stuff regarding Palestine, I guess. It's only one video, but all around the world, you know, the normal average person in the world does not support genocide. We've seen lots of activists shutting down, like boycotting Israeli companies, causing havoc in places that make Israeli weapons, Israeli drones, that sort of thing. And also just like normal things like restaurants like McDonald's, all of that, that's all been boycotted. So the campaigns are still going. And in Sweden, there was footage documenting Zionist security personnel assaulting activists who attempted to shut down the Defence Expo Sweden in Stockholm. Let's play the video. Lucas said, yo, Save, I'm still in Melbourne, Australia. Nice one, man. What time is it over there? Is it like, must be late at night there, is it? Like 11, 12 o'clock or something? Yeah, let's play the video. Look at this nutter, like look at his eyes, like what the fuck? Look at him, man.
What are you gonna do with your weapons? What are you gonna do with your weapons? Hands off Palestine! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Lockheed Martin has got to go. Okay, chilla mannen. Jag chillar, jag säger. Om du ska lägga in. Vad gör du? Hej! Släpp bara, gå här! Hej! Lugna ner dig!
Look at the way the police are grabbing him up, man. Surely as a police officer, like, you know, I know it's your job and everything, but that's got to make you feel like a piece of shit doing that. I wouldn't be able to do it personally. Oh, there's a new flotilla heading to Gaza. Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of that. We saw a little bit of that yesterday. Sorry. It's early 8 PM in Australia. Okay, yeah. So you guys are like, how many hours ahead is that? I don't even know. But yeah, shame on these Zionist companies, and shame on the police that are, and the security that are trying to stop it. Also, for some reason, we saw, let me just refresh it because it's glitching out. We saw IDF soldiers walking through Auschwitz for some reason. Very interesting. Let's see what Max had to say. Yeah, so the March of the Killers, Israeli soldiers responsible for the Gaza Holocaust and the endless occupation of the indigenous Untermenschen parade through Auschwitz while Zionist supremacist genocide junkies cheer. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. But yeah, we'll play the video. So yeah, you're at a Holocaust remembral sort of area, and you're cheering on IDF soldiers who are actively committing a Holocaust in Gaza. Nice. What's going on, Pascal? Thanks for tuning in. Lucas, you said we're 22 hours ahead or behind. What day is it where you are? That's how we know. Is it Friday over there? Yeah, madness, man. Fuck these Zionist terrorists. Don't know why they're getting a standing ovation like that. And also, Eli Hazen, the new director of Netanyahu's press office, said the truth no longer matters. Facts no longer matter. We need to flood social media with fake news, just like Trump does, to defend Israel. Oh man. Obviously, I don't speak that, that language, but they're literally admitting to fucking creating fake news. Because do you know what it is as well? They have to create fake news. They have to put all this propaganda out, all this Zionist propaganda, because they know that they are not winning. First of all, they're not winning any of the wars that they've committed and they've started. And two, they're not winning the social media war either. I mean, the whole world knows that these are Zionist terrorists. They're killing babies, they're killing children, they're expanding, they're putting new settlements across the West Bank, trying to expand into Lebanon, they're bombing Syria, they're bombing Iran, the list goes on. So it's pretty hard to like a Zionist. I don't know who the fuck would support this stuff. I know there's these extremist Israelis that will support it, of course, but like the average American or British citizen, like I don't know how anyone would support that. And the Israelis know this as well. They know that it's going to be very hard to get people on board with them. So now they're literally pushing out fake news. But I think it's too late for that. It doesn't matter how much fake news you put out, how much acts of kindness you put out to try to clean up your image. You guys are literally murdering babies and children. Like, I don't think there's any coming back from that. I don't think there's any coming back from that at all. Also, the Prime Minister of Malaysia met with Sniko, and he told him that Malaysia does not recognise Israel as a state, citing ongoing atrocities and opposing colonisation in all forms. So yeah, W for Malaysia, man. Let's play the clip.
Yeah, well, why do you think the United States has such a strong relationship with Israel? Because I just learned that Israelis are banned from visiting Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken.
We do not recognize, precisely because...
You don't recognize Israel as a state?
No. Well, we do. I mean, it's different.
W.
Yes.
Right.
But the issue is the atrocities continue. I mean, how do you recognize state that colonize the other states?
Facts.
Effectively, Palestine and Gaza have been colonized.
Yes.
See, and so, and we oppose colonization, all its form, and we therefore cannot condone that. There's no indication that Israel is adjusting to some of its foreign policy.
No, they keep expanding. They go into Lebanon,
expanding
displacing more people.
Yeah, the atrocities, unrivaled. It's like the barbaric, so barbaric that's called the days of the barbarian.
Yeah, well, why do you think?
Yeah, man. W Malaysia, very based, very based. If I was the leader of a country, I wouldn't be fucking recognising Israel either. Saw a video of Israelis being chased by a British couple. Yeah, we went over that one yesterday, to be fair. That's a base video. They start singing Boom Boom Tel Aviv to the guy as well. I just want to see if there's any more of these clips from him talking about Israel, the Malaysian president, Prime Minister, sorry. So that's the one we just watched. Yeah, I don't know if there's any more. No, it doesn't look like there's anything else about Israel. Maybe there's not a clip of it. Maybe there isn't a full stream. But yeah, shout out to Malaysia anyway. Shout out to the Malaysian Prime Minister. Fuck Israel, man. Who wants to recognise Israel? Who wants to recognise a baby-killing fake state? You've got to answer to God at the end of the day. Whatever religion you believe in, in your afterlife, when you die, when you pass away. Do you think that you're going to heaven by supporting baby killers? Do you think that you're going to get good karma in your life on earth supporting terrorism? I don't think so. So yeah, shout out to Malaysia. Big W there. Big W. What else have we got? So, yeah, so a clip from Professor Morandi. I think he done like an interview. And it says, Iranian analyst and Iranian delegation member Professor Morandi says Netanyahu personally derailed peace talks in Islamabad through Vice President J.D. Vance. Oh, what a surprise.
During the negotiations, the Iranian side, they were negotiating. And they didn't even contact Iran once. Before going to Islamabad, the head of the negotiating team, Dr. Ghalibaf, spoke to Ayatollah Khamenei, Sayyid Mujtaba Khamenei, and they agreed upon a framework for the negotiations. And Mr. Ghalibaf was negotiating. But during this period, Vance was constantly making phone calls to people in the White House and elsewhere. And these were all Israeli firsters. And one of the people that Vance called was Netanyahu. And Netanyahu himself says Vance calls him and gives him reports. It's quite astounding. I think any American should be offended and shocked that the U.S. Vice President gives reports to this puny colony, and the head of this genocidal head of this puny colony. I don't think in human history we've ever seen such a thing before. So Netanyahu and the others basically prevented a deal, which was in the interest of the United States, because the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is going to soon explode the global economy.
Yeah. Shout out to Professor Morandi, man. And no surprise, really, that Netanyahu is trying to stop peace. I mean, what a surprise, right? Israelis trying to stop peace. Who would have guessed? A couple of bits from America as well. We've got Trump. Tucker Carlson said Trump is the Antichrist. I think it's quite obvious as well, especially with these social media posts that we've seen coming out from Trump lately, depicting himself as Jesus, mocking Islam, all of this stuff, it all ties in. It's the definition of the Antichrist, really. No other words for it.
So to a lot of Christians, or people who know the Bible well and believe in it, these predictions in both the Old and the New Testament, and there are others, seem to fit what we were watching. Here's a leader who's mocking the gods of his ancestors, mocking the God of gods, and exalting himself above them. Could this be the Antichrist? Well, who knows? At least that's my conclusion. Who knows? We're also told repeatedly in the New Testament that you're not going to know, that Jesus will return like a thief in the night, and you better be ready because you can't predict it. But yeah,
facts. Also, US sailors aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln report poor quality food and small portions during a prolonged deployment near Iran. Strained supplies and limited at sea resupply have resulted in rationing and reducing crew morale. Of course, because all of America's money goes to its best ally, Israel. And it's mad, isn't it? Like, look at what they're fucking eating. Like, what the fuck? This is some prison food or something. This looks fucking disgusting. I don't even know what that is. Anyone know what this is? And that looks like a bit of fucking dog shit on a plate. And look at them carrots. They're like, oh, that is not nice. Looks like the world's about to end and you're on your last like bit of food that's left in the world or something. Like, what is that shit? These are the people that are getting sent to die for Epstein. This is what they get fed. Damn, that is disgusting, man. Because someone said in the comments, what happened to the steak and lobster that the Trump admin was gushing about? Thought we were taking care of our soldiers now. Or is that just for a photo op before going back to giving them gruel so Israel can get shekels? Absolutely disgusting, man. That's definitely going to give you a bellyache, whatever that is. Does anyone actually know what that is? I'm being deadly serious. I don't know what that is. Like, what is that? The fuck is that? That's not enough food for a child, let alone a grown soldier. Slab of meat. Yeah, exactly. Like, what is that, man? I think I'll be sick trying to eat that. Ugh. Also, we have a clip from George Galloway. He done an interview with Dan Bilzerian. And it says, the terrifying reality of the Epstein cover-up is fully exposed. Dan Bilzerian covers the establishment refuses to make a single arrest because the system is entirely compromised. He brilliantly connects the normalization of paedophilia directly to elite media manipulation. And it's mad, isn't it? There's literally no arrest for the Epstein files. They started this war with Iran, and it's like everyone forgot about Epstein now. Everyone forgot.
Just seems like they're more and more brazen. I mean, the fact that there's been zero arrests from the Epstein files, the fact that they haven't released all the files despite the, Congress ordering them to, and them being legally obligated to, I think that tells you a lot. And that's, I think, a big source of the frustration is that we're not even getting performative arrests. We're getting nothing. And Americans are pissed. We don't want to see children being raped. We don't want to see children being killed. I mean, that was something that 10 years ago we all could agree on. And now I just feel like we live in this crazy world where, men are women and women are men. And, it's okay for a man to beat up a woman in a boxing match now. And it's okay for drag queens to read to 9-year-olds in schools. And, rape is not being punished. And pedophilia is, somehow trying to be normalized. Like, I just feel like our world is flipped upside down. And I look at where this is coming from, and it's coming from the media, and I don't like it. And you can't say anything about it. Well, I mean, you can, but they start deplatforming you. They start demonetizing you. They accuse you of anti-Semitism. And I'm just tired of all that shit. Like, I want it to end. I want there to be Epstein arrests. I want full transparency. I want the government to be operating in the best interest of the citizens and not taking advantage of the citizens. And right now, I feel like all the government employees are getting in there with the idea of what can I get from this and how can I help my donors and how can I get reelected, not what can I do for the country. And that's really the crux of the issue. And so, yeah, I want Epstein arrests. I want people fucking hung from the gallows. I mean, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's mad because that happens in the UK as well. It's like when a new prime minister comes into Britain or America, like an American president comes in as well, this is what happens. They come in, they steal everyone's tax money, they raise the prices on everything, do loads of dodgy stuff behind the scenes, they pocket as much money as they can, fuck the whole country over, arse-lick their Israeli donors, and then they cut. After 4 years, by then the people have had enough of them, a new person comes in, and it's like a rinse and repeat. The same thing happens on repeat every time. So yeah, it's true. When are we going to get someone that actually cares about our country in charge? Not someone that cares about benefiting themselves and their own family and ruining the lives of everyone else. It's mad. And it's like anyone that actually does care about the people of their country will never get elected. One, because they probably won't have the funding and the backing to push themselves out in the media, like get the campaign going, all that sort of thing. They won't get enough publicity. And two, it's all rigged anyway. You think that the people in charge of the world are going to let an anti-Israeli person in charge of a Western country? Hell no. It's never going to happen, unfortunately. So, sad times that we're living in. Don't you guys think it's mad that we all know that our world is run by satanic paedophiles that love child killing and terrorism, yet no one can do anything about it? It's mad. It's literally right in our faces. They don't try and hide it. They don't try and cover it up. And we all have to just sit there and enjoy the show and just watch them bomb kids in the Middle East. It's fucked up. Really fucked up. Also, Donald Trump says Italy wasn't there for the United States, and the United States will not be there for Italy. Okay, so they didn't want to start a war in Iran. They didn't want to get involved in a war in Iran. They didn't want to help bomb children in the Middle East, and now you're not going to be there for them. Okay. When your leaders don't work for the people, but they bow to Israel, you know your country is run by a foreign one. America's fighting hard against AIPAC, which is the Israel lobby of the USA. Exactly that. Exactly that, Chris. And also we saw some sailors were injured after a fire broke out on aircraft carrier USS Eisenhower during shipyard maintenance at Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Portsmouth, Virginia. That's according to Fox News. So I don't really know what's going on there. They're always having these fucking madnesses on these ships for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on with these Americans. Also, this George Galloway thing, I want to like watch the full one of that maybe in a little while. We'll come back to it after we've gone through the Lebanon stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much all for that stuff. Like, bear with me 2 seconds. I just need to get a drink. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Need some energy, man. Need some energy. Not used to doing the streams this early. Yeah, we'll get into some stuff regarding Lebanon, I guess. What do you guys think about this stuff anyway? Have you all heard about the ceasefire in Lebanon? There is supposedly a ceasefire has begun in Lebanon. We're going to go over it all now. So, starting off from about 16 hours ago, we saw a post from Trump on Truth Social where he announced that Joseph Aoun and Netanyahu agreed to begin a 10-day ceasefire. The ceasefire started at 5 p.m. EST, aiming to achieve peace between Lebanon and Israel. Trump also tasked his team, including the Vice President and Secretary of State, to work with both sides towards a lasting peace. Note, the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire is expected to follow a format similar to November 2024, effectively allowing Israel to carry out strikes in Lebanon whenever it chooses. What the fuck? How's that a ceasefire then? Oh man, let's read this post from Trump. I just had excellent conversations with the highly respected President Joseph Aoun of Lebanon and Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu of Israel. These two leaders have agreed that in order to achieve peace between their countries, they will formally begin a 10-day ceasefire at 5 p.m. EST. On Tuesday, the two countries met for the first time in 34 years here in Washington, D.C., with our great Secretary of State Marco Rubio. I have directed Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Rubio, together with the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Razin-Kane, to work with Israel and Lebanon to achieve a lasting peace. It has been my honour to solve 9 wars across the world, and this will be my 10th. So let's get it done. This guy actually thinks he's like President of Peace for some reason. And see, the thing about this ceasefire, yeah? Notice how it says that Israel can strike Lebanon whenever it chooses. So that's obviously not a ceasefire already. And another thing is that, have you noticed that they agreed ceasefire with the government of Lebanon, not Hezbollah? So as far as I'm aware, Hezbollah they've not been able to speak on this, you know. So yeah, this is what's probably going to happen. Israel is probably going to bomb Lebanon, and then Hezbollah is going to strike back, and it's going to continue. That's probably what's going to happen, in my opinion. How long this will last for? I don't know. We'll be lucky to see it last for a week, honestly. Yeah. So Netanyahu says he has outlined 2 fundamental demands regarding Lebanon, stating that the first is the disarmament of Hezbollah and the second is achieving a sustainable peace agreement. describing it as peace through strength. Here's a good idea. If you want a disarmament of Hezbollah, that's fine. But how about we have a disarmament of Israel as well? That's fair, right? Israel's not going to do that. So why would Hezbollah do it? He said, in these peace talks, we have two fundamental demands. One, Hezbollah's disarmament. And two, a sustainable peace agreement. Peace from strength. Yeah, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Also, Netanyahu spoke on Lebanon. He said, we remain in Lebanon in a reinforced security zone. We are not leaving. This is a security belt that stretches from the sea to Mount Dov and the approaches to Mount Hermon up to the Syrian border. A 10-kilometer wide zone that is much stronger, more continuous and more solid than before. Just double checking, guys, yeah? I haven't got that buzzing noise back, have I? Because I know I went up and got a drink and sometimes it makes it come back. I'm just checking on my phone because I don't want to be talking and it's all buzzing and shit. Up to the Syrian border. Yeah, it seems alright. So yeah. It's absolute nonsense. It's all on Israel's terms, which of course Hezbollah probably aren't going to agree with. But Hezbollah did release footage yesterday of a kamikaze drone strike targeting an Israeli Merkava tank in Taiba, southern Lebanon. Let's play the video. Yep. Also, just moments before the ceasefire was announced, Hezbollah rockets impacted Nahariya. Gotta let Israel burn one more time before the ceasefire, right, guys? Yeah, let them burn. Hezbollah also held celebrations in Beirut's southern suburb, with heavy firing of rockets and gunshots marking the start of a ceasefire and truce coming into effect. So yeah, you can see all the gunshots, all the celebrations taking place. I hope that it lasts for them, you know. These poor civilians that have been getting killed for no reason. All for the Epstein regime and the Great Israel Project. After we saw the rockets impact, 2 seriously injured in Carmel and 1 injured in Nahariya as a result of Hezbollah's last operation before the ceasefire. And also Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghaei said the cessation of war in Lebanon was part of a ceasefire agreement between Iran and America. Sorry, excuse me. I was going to sneeze again. So, from the beginning, we have emphasized the need for a simultaneous ceasefire in the entire region, including Lebanon. We commend the steadfastness of the Lebanese people and resistance fighters in the face of aggression, and thank Pakistan for its valuable efforts, especially in the past few hours. We express our solidarity with the Lebanese people and government, and emphasize the necessity of the complete withdrawal of the Zionist entity from the occupied territories. We emphasise the need to release prisoners, return displaced people, and rebuild destroyed areas and infrastructure with the support of the international community. So yeah, at least Iran stuck to their word, you know. They said they ain't having no ceasefire unless it includes Lebanon. So they've done all the best they can do on their side, you know. It's just up to Israel and America if they sort of follow through with the ceasefire. But I'm sure if they don't, there will be a response from both Iran and Hezbollah. Israeli media reported power outages in several areas of Carmel following the last rocket launch by Hezbollah before the ceasefire took effect. So we've got an image here of firefighters on scene, and we've got a little short clip as well. So yeah, burn, burn, burn. Also, Israeli forces carried out airstrikes on multiple locations in southern Lebanon just before the ceasefire came into effect last night. So yeah, Of course, Israel had to be like, yeah, we just got to bomb just a few more civilians ASAP. Like, let's just bomb a few more just quickly before the ceasefire comes in. Iran already rebuilt all their bomb bridges. Yeah, good on them, man. Good on the Iranians. So bloodthirsty. Yep, they are. They're demons. They're Satan's greatest soldiers, I like to call them. A road reopened in southern Lebanon. Road reopening in southern Lebanon began after the ceasefire took effect, including the Casamia road. So looks like Lebanon's trying to go back to some normality here. Hopefully the Lebanese citizens can, have somewhat of a normal life again. You saw a Lebanese school leveled by the scum fucking bastards. Yeah, I know, it's sick. They was literally bombing schools for the fun of it yesterday. I saw that video as well. Footage shows a scale of damage to buildings in Beirut after the Israeli airstrike. So yeah, look at this. This is the thing, like, look what they done to Gaza. Ceasefire or not, if there's ever a ceasefire in Gaza, it's going to be hard to go back to normal life. Most of these people have lost their homes, they've lost where they grew up, they've lost their family, they've lost their school where they went, it's all fucked up.
من المباني التي دمرت بشكل كامل وهو مبنى كبير جدا أسفله هناك مقهى هناك محال تجارية هناك صيدلية أيضا خلفنا تشاهد الدمار عصف هذه الانفجارات الكبيرة هي تسببت بهذا الدمار الكبير في الضاحية الجنوبية لبيروت كما تشاهدون معنا في الصورة. إذن
يعني مرم خير الصفر هي على تخوم الضاحية الجنوبية ليلى. ماذا عن المشهد في قلب الضاحية الجنوبية؟ نتحدث عن أحياء تمثل ربما ما يسمونه المربع الأمني في الضاحية.
الصفير هي في من المباني.
Yeah, it's just terrorism, man. It's the definition of terrorism. And also, Israeli media reported that Netanyahu cancelled his cabinet's weekly meeting scheduled for Sunday. Wonder why that is. What do you think he's got planned again? I don't know. And also, Israeli radio, a senior Israeli official admits that Iran played a role in the ceasefire in Lebanon, meaning that reaching a ceasefire is not separate from Iran's demands in negotiations with the US. So yeah, moral of the story is that Iran absolutely embarrassed the Americans and the Zionists, and the ceasefire was all on their demands. Everything that they wanted to happen, happened. Took control of the Strait of Hormuz, charging ships to pass, peace in Lebanon, peace in Iran. It all went in Iran's favour. The 10-point proposal seems like it went to plan. So, a big W for Iran, a big W for Lebanon. And let's just pray that all of the killing stops. At least for now, man. Because I don't know, we know Israel are bloodthirsty. They're still fucking killing kids in Palestine. Yeah, it's fucked up, but hopefully at least some people will stop dying for now. Beirut is such a beautiful city. Was there in May 23 for any people. I'd love to visit Beirut as well. I love Lebanese food too. And I'd love to go there one day. They posted a picture of stockpile of weapons and it's guns that no one has used for 70 years, not a single AK or RPK. I know, yeah, we saw that. Who was that? The Zionists were posting that yesterday on Twitter, weren't they? Yeah, messed up. I suppose, should we watch some more? Let's watch some of that. Actually, let's double check first, actually, if there's any breaking news while we've been on stream. And then I suppose we'll go and watch some of that, that interview. The interview with George Galloway, maybe. Yeah, the food's great, London lady out there, ain't it? Let's have a look. What's going on in the world right now? So, It's about 40 minutes ago. Israeli media reported that an explosive device detonated among Israeli soldiers in southern Lebanon, causing serious injuries. 6 soldiers and officers killed and wounded. The device was attached to a building. It had collapsed after troops entered. Some of the troops suffered limb amputations due to the power of the explosion. The device was located close to Israeli soldiers. So unlucky for them idiots. They fell right into a booby trap. Latest statements from surviving sailors of the IRIS dinner after returning to Iran. When leaving the ship, the second torpedo hit the sailors' evacuation area. It was on the water for 10 hours until rescue ships arrived. Bodies of 20 martyrs are still missing. That's sad. Hezbollah shared a video. Our flag will never fall. Can't really play that on YouTube probably. And Ebrahim Rizi, spokesperson for Iran's National Security and Foreign Policy Committee, with a tweet. The reason behind the enemy's pressure to exit or dilute the materials and achieve zero enrichment is to strip Iran of its deterrence capability for the next war, so that it can confidently advance the project of destruction and fragmentation. We should not be optimistic about Trump's close comrade, the commander of the Pakistani army. Interesting. Very interesting. We saw that. I think this is all up to date, this one. Let's have a look at some other stuff. US Special Envoy to Syria Barak said Syria has never fired at Israel under the al-Shara government. Syria under the al-Shara regime has never fired a shot at Israel. Quite the opposite. President al-Shara, al-Jalani, this is who he's talking about, has said time and time again, there are no issues with Israel. We don't want an adversarial issue with Israel. We don't want to be at war with Israel. We want to work towards a non-aggression agreement and a normalization agreement. And this is exactly why they put al-Jalani in charge of Syria. He wants to work with Israel, and he wants to work with the Americans. How mad is that? An ex-ISIS head chopper in charge of a country looking to work with Israel. Madness.
Syria under the al-Shara regime has never fired a shot at Israel. Quite the opposite. President al-Shara has said time and time again, there are no issues with Israel. We don't want an adversarial issue with Israel. We don't want to be at war with Israel. We want to work towards a non-aggression agreement and a normalization agreement.
Exactly what they wanted. Helps them expand their Great Israel project too. Iran's army commander Major General Amir Hatami said on Army Day that the armed forces are ready to confront any enemy threats with firm resolve, an iron will and hands on the trigger. He stated that the army has prevented outsiders from violating the country's dignity, security and independence, and stands powerfully against sworn enemies while also providing relief and humanitarian services. Hezbollah MP Ali Fayyad said residents have returned to their villages as a response to Israel rejecting Israeli conditions. He warned that the US ceasefire memorandum is dangerous because it grants Israel the inherent right to self-defense while denying Lebanon that right, and also allows Israel to strike what it deems potential threats. Lebanese Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri warned that every bullet fired in the air endangers innocent lives and property. National unity and civil peace are a red line. I will not allow it to be crossed under any circumstances, he said, adding, I am Shia in identity, Sunni in inclination, Arab in destination. Make Israel Palestine again. Yes, we need to do that ASAP. We should make some merchandise for that. Would you guys buy some merchandise if we get some tops on the go? Make Israel Palestine again. I think we can make some sick merch with that. Help spread the word as well. Reuters said the foreign ministers of Turkey, Pakistan, Egypt and Saudi Arabia will meet today on the sidelines of a diplomatic forum in Antalya to discuss solutions to regional issues, including the war in Iran. The 4 countries also met twice last month as part of mediation efforts to end the conflict. What else? Al-Akhbar reported that despite the US naval blockade, Iranian commercial and oil tankers continue to enter and exit Iranian ports with only limited restrictions. Tehran fears that extending the ceasefire without tangible results may give Washington time to build up its military forces and raise its demands. Iran's military remains on high alert for a comprehensive defence. A senior diplomatic source told Al Akbar that Iran did not open the Strait of Hormuz to the promised 15 to 17 ships per day because Israel violated the Lebanon ceasefire, which was part of the Iran/US truce. Iran made clear that a new round of negotiations with the US is conditional on Lebanon being brought back on the table. Iran informed its Lebanese allies of the truce before Trump's call with Lebanese president. So yeah, W Iran, man. And look, yeah, this Syria again, man. The European Union plans to deepen its engagement with Syria by relaunching formal political contacts and paving the way for closer economic and security ties. The EU will fully resume its 1978 cooperation agreement with Syria and begin a high-level political dialogue with the country's transitional authorities on May the 11th. The EU also said it would reframe and adapt its sanctions regime to maintain leverage while engaging with Syria's leadership and targeting spoilers of the transition. What a absolute shit show. Hasn't been so much news this morning, to be fair. Obviously, seems like all the wars have calmed down for now. The lowering of the flag of the Zionist entity, which was raised by occupation soldiers on the Shaqi fortress in southern Lebanon. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that baby killing flag, man. Bring it down. Burn that shit. Yes. Get rid of that shit. Get rid of it. The path of the Southerners returned to their land. I'm going to mute it because I don't know if that's copyright. Floods look crazy there though. Yeah, W Lebanon, man. So what happened here? So this was this is when we just saw that we saw the Israeli soldiers got blown up by that detonation device. Looks like we've had a little update. Some of the troops suffered limb amputations due to the power of the explosion. The device was located close to our soldiers. Military censorship does not allow publication of further details. Yeah. Yeah, what else? The settlers' sites are conducting Talmudic prayers to protect the occupation soldiers. You love the video of the Irish guy attacking the US airplane with a hammer. He's in court soon. Oh, no way. Free him, man. Free him. So look at this already at 9:17, about 2.5 hours ago. On the first day of the ceasefire in Lebanon, heavy artillery bombardments were carried out by occupation soldiers on the border town of Qiyam in southern Lebanon. So yeah, we knew this would fucking happen, man. Such a joke. So yeah, people celebrating on the streets in Lebanon. People can go back to living a half normal life. Well, I don't know, because we saw the fucking... They're already getting bombed. No one's really reporting on that for some reason. And scenes of the partial reopening of the road at the Casimir Bridge and the passage of cars returning to the south of Lebanon. Trump tweets, "This could be a historic day for Lebanon. Positive things are happening." Okay, Trump. And what's this? Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said the IDF holds and will continue to hold all areas it cleared and captured in Lebanon. He stated that more than 1,700 Hezbollah members have been killed since March. 1,700, mate. I swear they've killed like 3,000 civilians since March. So you're telling me that over half of them were Hezbollah soldiers? Like, fuck off, bro. Fuck off. A security zone 10 kilometers deep from the sea to the Hermon area has been cleared of Hezbollah. Weapons and residents, including the destruction of border villages that became Hezbollah outposts. He stated areas between the security zone and the Litani River is not yet cleared and will need to be dealt with diplomatically or militarily after the ceasefire. Strikes beyond the Litani have been paused before achieving their goals. The objective remains disarming Hezbollah by military or political means, with Where's that gone? With direct US involvement and pressure on the Lebanese government.
אנחנו נמצאים בתוך לבנון.
Oh, fuck off. Yeah, madness. Madness. Tesco worker in North of Ireland has refused to handle Izzy Goods. Possible strike action to follow. Who knows? Yeah, that's a mad dream last night, you know. Did you see there was like I don't know why it's just come to my head. It just reminded me of like my dream I had last night. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the Daily Mail was like sharing some news about Russia, claiming that Russia's gonna strike areas in the UK and all this shit. They say it all the time, you know. So I don't even look into it properly. Like I doubt it's true. If it is true, it's probably exaggerated. But I had some mad dream last night that Russia was like bombing the UK. You know, like one of them dreams when you're so deep in the dream that you think it's like real. Woke up this morning like thinking like fuck, like we're getting bombed. Yeah, that tweet your message reminded me of it. So there's not too much news coming out. Obviously there's some stuff from Gaza, but it's all graphic, so I can't really show you much of it. There's a lot of stuff going on over at the Al-Aqsa Mosque this morning. Got to be very careful when scrolling through because there's some graphic videos. Bear with me 1 second, I'm just trying to see what's going on, user. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Right, so when scrolling through, I'm going to have to be careful. We've got loads of stuff from Palestine. So, a press release from the Prisoners Information Office on the occasion of Palestinian Prisoners' Day. The commemoration of Palestinian Prisoners' Day on April 17th this year comes amid an unprecedented escalation of repression against prisoners in Israeli jails, including intensified oppression and policies targeting their lives and rights, alongside the push for dangerous legislation, particularly so-called prisoners' execution law. Our prisoners in jail face harsh conditions, including physical and psychological torture, deliberate medical neglect as part of a policy of slow death, along with isolation, daily humiliation, and the escalating crime of enforced disappearance against Gaza detainees, depriving them of communication and knowledge of their fates. According to data as of April 2026, the number of prisoners exceeded 9,600, including 86 women and 350 children, while the number of administrative detainees reached 3,532, and 1,251 were classified as illegal combatants, not including all Gaza detainees in military camps. The so-called prisoners' execution law constitutes a flagrant violation of international conventions and legitimizes murder. We also reject policies of cutting prisoners' salaries, which directly targets their families and basic rights. We warn of the deterioration of health conditions in prisons due to continued medical neglect and denial of treatment to sick prisoners, which directly threatens their lives, especially amid the spread of diseases and the lack of necessary healthcare. You like the new stream timing, Jay user? Yeah, we've lost I'm not working at my company no more, my job, so this is my full-time job now, so hopefully it works out. But yeah, we're going to start doing earlier streams. Sorry, where was I? We warn of the escalation of solitary confinement policies and restrictions on prisoners and the denial of visits and communication with their families, alongside severe shortages of food and basic necessities, which constitute a flagrant violation of the most basic human rights. We call for an urgent and effective national movement to address the prisoners' issue and work to stop all repressive measures against them, particularly the restoration of cut salaries and the intensification of legal and media efforts to hold the occupation accountable and ensure full protection for prisoners. We commend the growing movement of solidarity in Western countries, which continue to raise the prisoners' voices and expose violations, emphasising the importance of expanding and strengthening this movement. We affirm that the prisoners' issue will remain at the forefront of the Palestinian struggle until they achieve full freedom. Yeah. Sounds like I need to take a small break, even go for a walk or a drive. Get someone to cook you some nice healthy food. It's heavy and draining having to do all this. Thank you, London lady, I appreciate that. That's the thing though, where I haven't got my job, I can do longer streams, but usually I'd be working like from 8:30 to 5:30, then I have to walk my dog, then I have to come back and stream, then I'd have to sit there all night editing, and I was having like 5-6 hours sleep a night. So even if I do like 3-4 hour streams, like today we're only doing 2 hours because I've got to take my dog to the vet, it's at 1:30, but even if I'm doing like 3-4 hour streams a day and editing, I should still have some extra time on my hands, which is a positive of it. I'm just hoping that it pays off, you know. Thank you, user, as well. So, the Islamic Jihad movement said, "We congratulate the Lebanese people in general and our brothers in the Islamic resistance in Lebanon and Hezbollah, its leadership, fighters and cadres in particular, on the heroic steadfastness of the front lines in southern Lebanon, writing the most magnificent epics in the face of the barbaric Israeli killing and destruction machine. We commend the achievement of the ceasefire and the failure of the enemy to achieve its goals on the ground. This heroic epic, which lasted for 46 days, marked a new phase of resistance that will have its repercussions on all fronts of confrontation with the usurping and occupying entity. With your great efforts and sacrifices and the steadfastness of your people, you put an end to the might of the barbaric killing machine, thwarted all of its expansionist plans, and shattered the illusions of imposing hegemony on the people of our nation. We extend to you, your heroic fighters and your patient and steadfast people, a salute of respect and admiration. We ask God to envelop all martyrs with his vast mercy, to grant the wounded and injured swift recovery, to ensure the safe return of the displaced, and to protect Lebanon and its people." Yeah, hopefully I'm sure I'll be alright, you know. I'm sure I'll be alright. What else? So yeah. So Doctors Without Borders said about 60% of the cases received by our facilities in Gaza over the past 6 months were direct injuries. Restrictions on medical supplies have caused a shortage of essential medicines, especially for patients with chronic diseases such as insulin. There is a severe shortage of surgical instruments, disinfectants and protective equipment against the enemy. So yeah, fucking pray for Palestine, man. We also had a statement issued by the resistance committees in Palestine on the 52nd anniversary of Palestinian Prisoners' Day. It says, that's not the same statement I just read, is it? This was from the Prisoners' Information Office. This one's from the Resistance Committee. Okay, so Palestinian Prisoners' Day is a milestone in Palestinian national consciousness and a gathering point for renewing the covenant with prisoners, considering the vanguard of jihadists and resistors for freedom and dignity until the banners of freedom are raised in every Palestinian home. On Palestinian Prisoners' Day, we affirm that the law of executing Palestinian prisoners represents a dangerous qualitative shift and establishes a new stage of legitimizing systematic genocide against our people and prisoners in Zionist jails. The law of executing prisoners is an extension of organised Zionist fascist crimes which intersects with policies of torture, medical neglect, isolation, starvation, oppression, and a policy of slow death leading to direct murder. On Palestinian Prisoners' Day, we salute the prisoners of the Islamic resistance in Lebanon, in Zionist jails, and their resilient families, and we appreciate their steadfastness in the battles of dignity and liberation. We renew our covenant to remain faithful to the promise of their liberation and freedom. We call for Palestinian Prisoners' Day to be an international day and a cry to the world for the liberation of prisoners and the repeal of the execution law and the ongoing genocidal policies against our prisoners and people, amidst the systematic international paralysis that has reached the level of complicity and participation in the crimes of the Zionist entity. We affirm that the prisoners' issue is the core of the battle for freedom and dignity in light of the escalating policies of the Zionist entity and the legislation of the execution law as an extension of the system of oppression and genocide which necessitates escalating national and international mobilization to unite and coordinate all efforts for their liberation and to stop the Zionist crimes against them. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm glad you like the streams, you know. What else? Hamas have made a statement. We call for urgent international intervention to protect Palestinian prisoners in the occupation prisons, stop the horrific violations against them, and pressure the occupation to abolish the unjust death penalty law and enable them to exercise their legitimate right to freedom. The fascist occupation government's approval of the death penalty law for prisoners once again exposes its racism and the brutality of its crimes in flagrant violation of international humanitarian law and the 4th Geneva Convention, which prohibits collective punishments, executions, and enforced disappearance. And isn't it mad, yeah, that they're literally just targeting Palestinians only for this death penalty? It's mad. It's honestly mad. I don't know how no one has done anything about this. Loads of Lebanese going back to their homes. These are nice pictures. Very cute. I think there's something graphic coming up. Yep. Wait, let me just do this so you can't show on screen. Remember to drop me a follow on Kick, guys, yeah? I know there's only a few of you on YouTube today, but please drop me a follow on Kick if you can. Yeah, I try my best to interact with the chat, you know. Hamas said, solidarity with prisoners and working to freedom from the occupation prisons is a just national and global issue, and it will remain at the top of the movement's priorities. The movement will spare no effort or means to fulfill its commitment to them and free them from the occupation's prisons. There's loads about this prisoner day, man. Free the Palestinian prisoners, free the real hostages, you know. On Palestinian Prisoner Day, the Popular Front had a statement. They said, on this day we recall the epic of struggle written by our female and male prisoners inside the cells, transforming them into spaces of resistance and schools of revolutionary consciousness, making the experience of imprisonment a living embodiment of the battle of will between freedom and oppression. The prisoners' movement has proven to be an unbreakable vanguard of struggle, and that chains are a powerless tool that crumbles on the rock of the Palestinian people's steadfastness and their belief in the justice of their cause. We salute with pride and honour the martyrs of the prisoners' movement and our heroic prisoners, led by Secretary General Comrade Ahmad Sadat and symbolic leaders Marwan Barghouti, Hassan Salameh, Bassam Sadi, Wajdi Judair, Ahid Abu Gulmeh, and all female and male prisoners. I probably pronounced all those names wrong. I mean no disrespect. And yeah, United Nations Women said the killing of more than 38,000 women and girls in Gaza between October 2023 and December 25. Man, that's crazy. Like, you know, it's literally been like 5 months since December as well. So think about how many other Palestinians have been killed. It's fucked up. Proper fucked up. And yeah, some stuff I saw this morning as well. What's going on, honestly? Thanks for tuning in. The occupation forces prevented the imam and preacher of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, Sheikh Akrama Sabri, from entering the mosque while he was trying to attend the Friday prayer. So according to Sheikh Sabri's office, the occupation forces prevented him from entering through the Bab al-Asbat gate before the prayer. The defence team accompanying him confirmed that the ban was imposed without a legal decision, and it was considered a measure preventing him from exercising his right to worship. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these Zionists, man? Madness. Yeah, madness. So yeah, the occupation forces are tightening their measures at the Bab al-Asbat gate, stopping locals and checking the identities of those arriving to perform Friday prayers at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. They literally do this every week. Like, I don't know what is fucking wrong with these demons, man. Yeah, like, what is wrong with them? People are just trying to go fucking pray, and this is how they get treated. So yeah, a scene of people flocking to the blessed Al-Aqsa Mosque to perform Friday prayers in its courtyard. They've been doing this shit for so many years. It's mad. So mad. Free Palestine. And the Imam of Al-Aqsa Mosque, Sheikh Akrama Sabri, comments on the occupation's ban on entering Al-Aqsa Mosque to perform Friday prayers. He was summoned for investigation at the Al-Kisha police station on Sunday. Yeah, I can't translate, unfortunately. Yeah, and so from more scenes from the Al-Aqsa Mosque coinciding with today's Friday sermon. Yeah, pray for Palestine, man. Free Palestine. Just let them fucking pray in peace. Palestinian Prisoners Day. Saria al-Quds announced our resistance continues until the liberation of the captive and prisoners. And after 3 years of administration detention, the occupation authorities released prisoner Laf Katish from the town of Atil, north of Tulkrum. Look how different he looks, man. Fucking hell. Not only is his hair all grown, but like it looks like he's lost so much weight. Like, look at his face. He looks like very healthy and strong here, and then here he's like, you can tell his face looks much skinnier. Man, I don't know what they do to him in them prisons, man. It's messed up. Despite the restrictions imposed by the occupation, tens of thousands of worshippers performed the noon and Friday prayers today in the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So yeah, that's good. Great to see, you know. They're not doing anything wrong, man. They're just going to pray. And look at this. Approximately 50 settlers have arrived at the new settlement outpost located between Asira and Beit Amrin, north of Nablus. So yeah, the West Bank is still getting fucking invaded. Aussie said thanks for still talking about Palestine. You know, the thing is as well, I've noticed with Palestine, it's like when I talk about Palestine, when I post videos about Palestine, it's like the views just aren't the same as anymore as when like the genocide first started. And it's like people just look at news, like it's unfortunate, some people just look at news as like a trend. That's why all the Iran stuff was so, like everyone's talking about it because it's like trendy. Then after a few weeks of the Iran war going on, the views start dropping. So it's sad that people only care about things when they're trending. Because this Palestinian issue has been going on way before October 7th, and it's been going on way after the so-called ceasefire took place. So I will continue to talk about Palestine. I don't care if there's 5 people watching or if there's 5 million people watching. I will still continue to talk about Palestine as long as I keep seeing stuff coming out of Palestine. It's just who I am as a person. Someone's got to stand up for them, you know. I'm not like these other people who are like, oh, this isn't trending anymore. Let's talk about something that's trending. Like, no. I'll talk about things that are trending in the news, of course. I'll talk about other stuff. I'll cover other news. But I will still always continue to talk about Palestine because it's very important, you know. Yeah. So these illegal settlers are invading the West Bank still. What else? So yeah, I think that's all from Palestine actually for now. People are desensitized. Yeah, probably. Thank you, user. My name's not James. I don't know why everyone calls me James. 1 second. I just got to send a message to my friend. He keeps ringing me, telling him I'm on stream. Forgot I had a Royal Mail parcel coming today. I've got return. I was working from home, so I had to like return all my fucking laptop and shit. Royal Mailman's gonna be here in 5 minutes. It's more to do with Israel taking over the internet and shadow banning stuff they don't want people to see. Yeah, it's true as well, Chris. Yeah, they are doing that. I suppose we can watch some of the George Galloway interview. I've only got just under an hour left. Hopefully we can watch it all in time. Let's have a look. Where is that on YouTube, isn't it? Be interesting to watch. What did you guys think of Dan Bilzerian as well? Do you guys like him? I've only seen a few bits about him. Obviously he's American. Is this the full interview? I just found. Wait, I don't even got it on screen share. My bad.
You, just you. Bill.
Is this the full thing? I'm not even subscribed to George for some reason. What the hell? Yeah, I think this is it. So let's play this video.
Dan, he's the...
Did you watch Mehdi on Piers for 2 days ago? I don't think I did. I think I saw clips of it, but I didn't watch the full thing. Maybe we'll watch that one tomorrow, because I haven't got much longer today. Yeah, W for Dan, man, of course. Big W for Dan. Let's play the video.
Dan, he's the man. He's the man that's got everything. Super successful entrepreneur with a following of millions and millions of people across social media and a US veteran. You might well ask, why would he want to go to Washington, D.C. and be a congressman? Well, I think the answer, we'll get it from him right now, I think the answer is he wants to do the whole world a service by getting rid of the most loathsome reptile ever to slither across the floor of the Capitol.
George Galloway's great as well, isn't he? Big W for George as well, man, in the chat. W for George and W for Dan.
A man by the name of Randy Fine. Dan, I've got to ask you, what's in it for you? There you are. You are all the things I've just described you as well as being a magnificent figure of a man compared to Randy Fine. It's going to be quite a mismatch. Not since Marciano fought Don Coquel has there been a mismatch like this. What's in it for you? Why are you doing it?
It's a hell of a build-up. I appreciate that. There's not much in it for me. To me, this is a bit of a selfless act. You know, it's just something that I feel...
Yeah, it is Dan versus Randy, yeah.
...needs to be done, and it doesn't seem like anybody's stepping up to do it. And I feel like there's a lot of frustration in America right now, and there's not many people taking action. There's a ton of people talking about it now, finally. It was kind of a taboo subject, but nobody's actually doing anything. So that's why I feel obligated to do it.
Have you met him yet? Has he dared to face you in public yet?
No, I have not met him at all. I've just seen his tweets and his, repulsive rhetoric. That's about it.
Just give us a flavor of that repulsive rhetoric. I know it well, but some in the audience might not. What's your beef with him?
Well, I mean, he's just dehumanized the Palestinians. He, dehumanizes Muslims. I mean, I think that's something that we've seen in America a lot from the Jewish community, is just a total dehumanization of the Muslim population. You see Bill Maher talk about Islam as the motherlode of bad ideas. And then the moment you criticize Judaism in any way, or a Jew or Israel, you're anti-Semitic. They label you all these things, but they're allowed to just paint a quarter of the globe with one brush. And I don't like the hypocrisy. And I don't view Muslims as the problem. They're a quarter of the globe. They constantly tell us that Sharia law is coming to America and the Islamification of America is, this big threat. I just don't see it. I mean,
bear me 2 seconds, guys. I've got the Royal Mail at the door. Play the video for you, though.
Obviously, in the UK, there's some issues, but I think that comes from bringing in military-age men from war-torn countries that have no allegiance to the land and that they're, impoverished. I don't think that that's a religious issue. I mean, you've got Ethiopians causing, plenty of problems, just like Somalians. One is a Christian nation, one is a Muslim nation. I don't think this is a religious issue at all. I think it's an immigration issue and a poverty issue. So,
well, we'll come to those points in a minute, but it would be fair to say that if any religious group, if any group who call themselves an ethnicity, it's not something I myself accept, has taken over America, it sure ain't Muslims. It's the American Israel Public Affairs Committee that has bought 93 out of 100 U.S. senators. It's the pro-Israel lobby, not just, of course, Jews, but evangelical Christians in their millions that have a total stranglehold on American politics. In fact, the least powerful group in America are American Muslims.
Yes, correct. I mean, they're underrepresented. You see there's, 3 or 4 Muslims in Congress and there's 36 Jews. And the problem is not that they're Jews. The problem is that anybody that's Jewish can today or tomorrow immediately get citizenship in Israel and flee there if they molest children or do whatever they want to do. And you clearly see that that's shaping our foreign policy. It's not the Muslims that are in office. We have this unhealthy allegiance to Israel, and we are doing, their work at our detriment. And so there's clearly a problem, and it's a problem that the moment you discuss it, as you probably well know, I mean, being one of the OGs of this topic, you get ostracized, you get, canceled, debanked.
That's the thing as well. I wanted to quickly. Wait, am I on mute? I'm not on mute. Is my microphone all good, by the way, guys? I know when I get up, it fucking makes that buzzing noise. Lucas, is the microphone buzzing or anything? I know you're on kick. You're gonna hear me straight away. I'm just gonna double check myself. Hopefully it sounds good. I just wanted to quickly touch on what you said.
Canceled, debanked.
That's the thing as well. I wanted to quickly. Wait, am I on mute? I'm not on mute. Is my microphone all good, by the way, guys? I know when I get up, it fucking. Yeah, I think it's good. So sweet. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, George Galloway's been doing this for years, man. Big shout out to George Galloway. He's literally been speaking against Israel for many years. I've seen loads of old clips resurface from George Galloway in like 2003 and shit like that. So I just wanted to quickly touch on that and say shout out to him. Sorry about that, guys. Carry on the video.
Deplatform, whatever. And so it's something that needed to be addressed, and it was something that I felt like a lot of people believed, but nobody wanted to talk about it. So that's why I felt obligated to come forward and, say something.
Florida's going to be a tough wicket, though, isn't it? Woody Allen called it Jewish heaven. It's a tough place to fight your particular battle.
Yes, no, it is. I mean, and it's also District 6 is the people that vote for the primary are 70%.
London Lady said works on a documentary in 2010-11 where we interviewed / hung out with Lauren Booth, George Galloway, Tony Benn, Baroness Tongue, William Darrenpool. I was the sound recordist. Nice, man. That's fucking amazing. You've been involved in this as well a long time, London Lady, ain't you? Shout out to you.
55 and older, so it's going to be a tough demographic. It's a tough race, but I feel like he needs to be unseated, and I feel like I'm probably one of the most likely people to be able to do it. I mean, nobody else is stepping up. Obviously, if Thomas Massey lived there and he wanted to go do it, I'd be cheering him on. I mean, the last thing I want to do is run for Congress or be in government, but somebody, needs to stop this guy. I mean, he's just, to me, I feel like he's a terrorist. I think he should be hanged for treason.
Well, either that or dropped out of one of these B-2 bombers. He would make quite a mess when he landed. The situation in Washington is going from bad to worse, isn't it? The Democrats and the Republicans are two cheeks of the same ass. The quality of leadership on offer in both parties is so bad that probably none of the above would be the winning party in a fair election in the United States. How long are they going to continue this farce of two cheeks of the same ass pretending to fight together, but they clap in the same direction?
Oh, that's a beautiful description. I've heard the two heads of the same bird, but I much prefer your analogy. I couldn't agree more. I think you see it. I mean, it's like they can't agree on anything except for support of Israel. They can't agree on anything except for the things that the right and the left population agree on. They just agree in the opposite direction, right? Like everybody in America does not want to fund Israel. Everybody in America does not want to be in this Iran war. Everybody in America did not want to fund Ukraine, right? But somehow the government officials all agree on the other side. So I think you clearly have corruption. I don't think that you have a government that is working in the best interest of the people or representing the people. And that's what needs to really change.
And Trump is now falling out with everyone. There's almost no one left to fall out with. He's fallen out with Meloni today, sharp exchanges across the ocean with the Italian Prime Minister. He's fallen out with the Pope. We've got J.D. Vance, a convert of only 6 years, standing, lecturing the Pope on theological matters. The white working class, bedrock of Donald Trump's MAGA base, has not just fallen out of love with him, but is now positively against him by a considerable distance. The progress that he made amongst black voters, Latino voters, Asian voters has gone into reverse. it's hard to see who, other than the Israel zealots, Jewish and Christian, who's still supporting Donald Trump.
I totally agree, and I think it's just been a complete farce. He's sold out the country. He's lied to us so many times, and then he's attacked everybody. I mean, who hasn't he attacked? To your point, I mean, he's attacked the Pope. He's posted himself as Jesus Christ. He's attacked all of his initial supporters: Candace Owens, Tucker, Alex. All these people. So yeah, I feel like his base is disintegrating. It's impossible to defend him. Not that I was a defender of him. In fact, before 2024, I told people not to vote for him. Not that I was a big fan of Kamala Harris, but I just felt like he was an absolute disaster, and I felt like his base was kind of cult-like, and they would blindly follow him a lot further than they would Kamala. Not saying that we should have elected her. I think she was a dumpster fire as well. But that's kind of the problem, right, is you just never have a good option. Right? We had Biden, Trump, Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? It's just like it's bad to worse every time. And that's really the problem in our country.
What's going on, Sire? Thanks for tuning in.
Is I feel like nobody gets to that position unless they have some serious control and blackmail over that politician. And you see it because they all do the same thing. To your point, it doesn't matter if they're left. It doesn't matter if they're right. It's just blind support of Israel to the detriment of our country, and it needs to stop.
Well, for the first time, we've got a majority of people in America who tell pollsters that they agree with that. I personally never thought that day would come, but it has come now. Unfortunately, a lot of people had to leave their guts on the ground to achieve it. But now a majority of Americans disapprove of the United States' relationship with Israel. And amongst young Jewish people, a majority.
What's going on, Wazzle Dazzle, as well? Thank you, brother, for tuning in too.
Disapprove of the United States' relationship with Israel. How are you going to avoid this? You can't avoid it. We're all accused of being anti-Semites. Even the Palestinians, who are actually Semites.
Facts.
Unlike the Ashkenazi Jews, who have no connection to the blood of Abraham whatsoever, who converted to Judaism only a few centuries ago. We're all accused of anti-Semitism. But some of us are easier to attack than others. You're one of those. You have strongly made your point, the kind of points you've been making here this evening. They're going to mine everything that you have ever said. How are you going to handle that?
Well, I'm not going to apologize for any of it. I stand by everything that I've said. So there will be no doubling back. In fact, there will just be only doubling down. To me, the more I look into this, it's just worse and worse. And I don't look at this as a Zionist problem. I mean, I think Zionists are the problem, but I think it's more of a Jewish supremacy issue. I think it's the fact that their religion believes that they are chosen by God and that they are better than other people, and that allows them to treat the Palestinians like dogs, and it allows them to just, treat them not as humans. And it says that in the Talmud. It says that, people that...
Wait 1 second. Shout out Home Tanks as well. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Should rewind this a little bit.
And that allows them to treat the Palestinians like dogs, and it allows them to just, treat them not as humans. And it says that in the Talmud. It says that, people that aren't Jewish are, basically cattle, and you see that's the way they're operating. And so I have a huge issue with that. I think everybody's equal, and I think as long as we want to, coexist as humans on this earth, I think we have to have a message of equality, and supremacy in any sense is a huge issue. We were sold a bill of goods. We were told that white supremacy is the greatest threat to America today, and that's just absolutely not true. It's Jewish supremacy is the greatest threat to America today, and the world, in fact. And you see that in Israel. And so for me, like you, I reject the whole term anti-Semite because I believe the Palestinians are the Semites. Semites are Arabs. That was, just one more thing that they've stolen. Just like they stole the land. And so I just don't even recognize the term. So if they want to say that I'm anti-Jewish, I would say that I'm not against all Jews. I obviously don't think that you can paint an entire group with one brush. However, I still think that you can say not all Jews are bad, but that Jews are causing a disproportionate amount of problems. And that's my position, is that Jewish supremacy is the threat. Jewish supremacy is the problem. And I don't agree with supremacy in any form. So... I'm adamantly against that.
And how much has the Epstein affair cost the supremacists? I mean, it seems to me that after all we know and the figures the people that we've seen, the pictures, the videos, the names, it's pretty hard to claim you're better than other people when such a disproportionate number of you have been doing things that the normal right-thinking people would never dream of doing. It seems to me that together with Israel's conduct in Gaza and now in Iran and in Lebanon for all my adult life, the conduct of the elite in the United States has really counted badly against American support for Israel, contributed mightily to the massive hemorrhage of support that there has been. Do you think that they've learned any lessons from that?
It just seems like they're more and more brazen. I mean, the fact that there's been zero arrests from the Epstein files, the fact that they haven't released all the files despite the Congress ordering them to, and them being legally obligated to, I think that tells you a lot. And that's, I think, a big source of the frustration is that we're not even getting performative arrests. We're getting nothing. And Americans are pissed. We don't want to see children being raped. We don't want to see children being killed. I mean, that was something that 10 years ago we all could agree on. And now I just feel like we live in this crazy world where, men are women and women are men. And, it's okay for a man to beat up a woman in a boxing match now. And it's okay for drag queens to read to 9-year-olds in schools. And, rape is not being punished. And pedophilia is, somehow trying to be normalized. Like, I just feel like our world is flipped upside down. And I look at where this is coming from, and it's coming from the media, and I don't like it. And you can't say anything about it. Well, I mean, you can, but they start deplatforming you. They start demonetizing you. They accuse you of anti-Semitism. And I'm just tired of all that shit. Like, I want it to end. I want there to be Epstein arrests. I want full transparency. I want the government to be operating in the best interest of the citizens and not taking advantage of the citizens. And right now, I feel like all the government employees are getting in there with the idea of what can I get from this and how can I help my donors and how can I get reelected, not what can I do for the country. And that's really the crux of the issue. And so, yeah, I want Epstein arrests. I want people fucking hung from the gallows. I mean, I'm tired of it.
Now, your social media following is simply enormous. Millions, it's in the millions. Are they getting behind your election campaign? Are you conscious of that?
So I've got a little under 60 million followers across platforms. I haven't posted on my largest platforms yet. I've really been kind of focusing on Twitter. I posted something on my Facebook. But to me, yeah, I think we're going to win the social media battle. I don't even think it's close. I mean, I did a TMZ interview, and it was basically a hit piece. They were trying to accuse me of anti-Semitism the whole time and coming after me. And I looked at their comments on all 5 platforms, being X, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that. And it was like 95 to 97% in my favor. And I think that's pretty telling because that's traditionally, I would think, a more liberal, female audience, not usually my base. And it seems like they all understand the problem. People care about this. People are tired of this, Palestinian genocide. And it's something that people are willing to protest about. People want to get out of bed and, and talk about on social media. So hopefully it will piss people off enough where they can, register Republican in my district and send in a ballot and vote for my primary, because that's what it's going to take. I think it's going to take young voters to come out and actually start having their voice heard. And I think this is an issue that's going to piss them off enough to where they might actually do it.
Well, whether people agree with your overall politics or not, I think I can say that the vast majority of right-thinking people in the world will be hoping that you give a gigantic boot up the gigantic arse of Mr. Randy Fine. So the very best of luck. Dan Bilzerian, thanks for joining us on the mother of all talk shows.
W. George. W. Dan. What do you guys think?
Hey, bro, can you make me something that sounds like...
You think you'll win? He must win, surely. unless there's some severe like rigging going on, some Mossad shit going on, he's definitely got to win, you know. Danny's like one of the only guys as well that Dan's one of the only guys that has like the funding and that as well to do it, compared to other people that have tried. So yeah, I think he'll be alright. You think he'll be alright? Saying Exy, you don't like Dan? Lucas said you think he'll win. Yeah, he'll probably win. Like, I suppose you don't have to agree with everything Dan says to. You don't have to agree with everything he says to see that he's definitely better than everyone else. That's for sure. Yeah. See if there's anyone else. Is there anyone else like that in the UK? I don't think so, Wazzle Dazzle, unfortunately. I don't think so. Is there any other news come out? Iranian president with a statement. We defend our territorial integrity with dignity and are committed to the legal frameworks. We hope that the opposing party will realise this. We do not seek to possess nuclear weapons or destabilise the region. The opposing party has made itself a pariah by assassinating military leaders and political figures and killing children in the region. Hamas with a statement regarding the ceasefire in Lebanon. The Islamic resistance movement Hamas welcomes the ceasefire decision in Lebanon, which came as a result of the steadfastness of the brotherly Lebanese people and the sacrifices of their valiant resistance, which thwarted the goals of the Zionist aggression and confirmed that the will of the people cannot be broken. It also confirmed the inability of the Zionist enemy to achieve its goals despite its destructive military power. The aggression against Lebanon and our Palestinian people is part of a single project targeting the peoples of our nation and seeking to impose hegemony by force. However, the steadfastness of the peoples and their valiant resistance continues to thwart these plans and defeat their objectives. We salute the Lebanese people and their resistance, particularly Hezbollah, for this heroic steadfastness, which constitutes an important milestone in the confrontation with the occupation. We affirm our support for the brotherly Lebanese people and their right to return safely to their towns and homes. We ask God to grant mercy to the martyrs and wish the injured and wounded a speedy recovery and to protect Lebanon and its people from all harm. Hey, look at this. Israeli Broadcasting Authority suspected throwing of dangerous materials at the Israeli embassy in London during a protest march. I take it that's what that means. We got Al Jalani saying, despite having negative experiences with Iran during its past 14 years of supporting the previous regime Assad, we were not a party to any side during this conflict against Iran and the current war. We were pushing for this war not to break out in the first place because Iran is a country of almost 85 million people, and any harm that befalls Iran from the inside would also have an effect on the region as a whole. We are pushing for this to be a stable and peaceful region and to solve issues through diplomacy and not fall into major conflicts and wars. Okay.
لأن سوريا مرت بتجربة سليمة ومشاركتها.
He's also said, any country's recognition of Israel's claim to the occupied Golan Heights is invalid and illegal because this is the right belonging to the Syrian people. The Golan is Syrian land. It is not for any state to give away or recognise. More than 134 countries from around the world recognise that the Golan Heights are unequivocally Syrian territory occupied by Israel. But yeah, that's their goal, mate, and you want to make good ties with them. So yeah, I don't know what you want to say about that. Alright, mate. Exy, you're at work here. What do you do for work, brother? You're able to listen into the stream at the same time. Is that a good job? Israel's official government plane, the Wings of Zion, returns to Israel after taking shelter in Germany since the outbreak of the war with Iran. And a Pakistani source involved in US/Iran mediation told Reuters that back-channel diplomacy has made progress, with an upcoming meeting potentially leading to a memorandum of understanding and a broader deal within 60 days. The source said both sides agree in principle. Pakistan's Army Chief Azim Munir has been in Tehran since Wednesday and has helped make progress on key sticking points. What else? The Syrian Social Nationalist Party praised Hezbollah's resistance for imposing deterrence and thanked Iran for including Lebanon in tough negotiations with the US. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun described direct negotiations as critical and said the ceasefire is the entry point for talks. He demanded Israeli withdrawal from southern territory, the return of prisoners and resolution of border disputes. The Lebanese army will deploy once Israel withdraws. This opportunity may not come again, he warned. Hezbollah's loyalty to the resistance bloc accused the Lebanese government of causing the great evil by submitting to the US and Israel, stating that the ceasefire was achieved only due to Iranian pressure. I agree. Are you on lunch? Nice job, man. But it's hard work for you, isn't it, bro? Also, some more on this we saw a second ago. There are reports, especially from Pakistani sources, that a memorandum of understanding between Iran and the US is close. It could be true, but I would urge with caution when dealing with such reports. Pakistan, as the mediator, has a direct interest in giving negotiations a positive spin. We've seen before that skepticism in Tehran persists. Some sources even said that the ceasefire in Lebanon was declared after Iran issued an ultimatum to the US, revealing more tension underneath the surface than meets the eye. In any case, there is no issue with a diplomatic solution or an MOU, but it should be according to Iran's 10 points and preserve Iran's national interests, as the SNSC has explicitly stated. Wait, what? I've missed your chats. Thank you, Obin. Xavier will be more active on live stream now. Yeah, today I've only got about another 20 minutes left probably because I've got to take my dog out. But yeah, every other day we're going to be more active, like 3-4 hour streams probably at least. You don't know how much respect we've all got for you, Standing with Truth. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for your support. Yeah, British police, we are investigating a security incident near the Israeli embassy in London after finding suspicious items in its vicinity. What do you think, guys? Another false flag coming? Another false flag. So yeah, we've got some images from the Israeli embassy. I just need to make a post about this. I'm not sure if my admin's posted about it yet. I need to double check that. No, I'm going to make a post about that now quickly on my Twitter account. How do I do the emojis on the computer? British police. Oh, I didn't save the image. The fuck? Where's the fuck's it gone? Oh, I was saving it to the wrong folder. Saying, guys, false flag on that one, yeah? London lady thinks it will be. Yeah, we saw that picture of that fucking Zionist Jew settler on the Italian magazine. It was so ugly, man. There we go. Make sure you guys follow me on X too, you know, in case yeah, it's good. We post all the news. I've got admin that helps me post as well, so we don't really miss anything. Yeah. What else? Anything else going on? Hezbollah, stay tuned tonight. Seized from the operation targeting the Islamic Resistance's newly established artillery base of the Israeli enemy army south of the town of Al Biyadar with a flying projectile. Another prisoner was released. What is Zionist saying? The Foreign Ministry clarified that Israeli embassy staff in London are safe after the local police announced an investigation into a security incident at the location after officers found several suspected to be dangerous nearby. Sounded like a false flag, ain't it? Amazon resumes free shipping for the Israeli regime, of course they do. And footage shows Hezbollah targeting an Iron Dome radar at Kiryat Eliezer base in Haifa using advanced missiles. Yeah, thank you Exit for sharing that Kick link. Everyone follow me on Kick, please. We had no followers on Kick today. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to do this as a full-time job, and I don't get paid for these live streams. The only way I get paid is through your super chats. But if you follow me on Kick and watch the video on Kick and drop a comment on Kick, it all helps get me towards my goal of getting monetized on there. So it'll be really helpful if you guys can do that. Yeah. Anything else? Mainstream media is a disgrace. I agree, Exit. So we try our best to show you guys some real news over here. Yeah, everyone's talking about this Israeli embassy in London. Wonder if there's anything more about this on X. Israeli. Of course, there's some fucking bullshit before. So look, 13 hours ago, this guy shared a post. The Iran-linked Ashabal Yamin claims it targeted the Israeli embassy in London with 2 drones containing radioactive and dangerous. There's some bullshit, bro. This is some false flag bullshit, I'm telling you now. So this is the same people that claim that they bombed the ambulances. I've got a video from GB Zionist News. course they'll blame it on Iran.
Yeah, we do have some more breaking news for you now. Well, the Met Police have boosted their presence near the Israeli embassy in Kensington as they assess a number of discarded items.
Police have said there is no increased safety risk at this stage, but have advised members of the public to avoid the area while they investigate the scene.
GB News will, of course, keep you posted about...
Sounds like cap to me. Chemical attack via drone on the Israeli embassy in London, UK. British police have shut down Hyde Park and evacuated residents surrounding the Israeli embassy after drones reportedly dropped radioactive and carcinogenic materials in the vicinity. London police confirmed that they are investigating a security incident after discovering suspicious items near the embassy. The Israeli Broadcasting Authority has acknowledged the incident, reporting that dangerous materials were dropped on the embassy by drones. Thank you, Voice of American Culture, for following me on Kick. Big shout out to you, brother. That's 1 out of 5 for us. We try and get 5 per stream. But yeah, look at this. It seems like a fucking load of bullshit, man. Some false flag shit going on again. Blaming fucking Iran again. Let's see what the Daily Mail had to say about it. Yep. Police closed London Park as Islamist terrorist cells post video claiming to show drones carrying... Where's it gone? Okay, where's it fucking gone? Show drones carrying radioactive... Oh my days. And cancer-causing materials flying towards the Israeli embassy. Police have closed London Park after an Islamist terror cell claims drones carrying radioactive and cancer-causing materials have been launched towards the Israeli embassy. The Met Police confirmed that there's an increased police presence at Kensington Gardens as officers assess a number of discarded items. Officers wearing protective suits and gas masks were pictured in the park just before 9 AM. It comes after Group Harab Ashab al-Yamin al-Islamiyah, oh yeah, that sounds legit, appeared to claim it had aimed 2 drones carrying radioactive and dangerous carcinogenic material towards the nearby Israeli embassy. In a video released by the group, 2 people dressed in white hazmat-style suits handled drones adorned with its logo. Footage which appeared to have been filmed in a local park then showed a drone taken off in the evening sky. The Met Police said in a statement that counter-terrorism officers are aware of the claims but said the embassy had not been attacked. The group had claimed responsibility for a series of incidents since the start of the conflict between the US and Israel and Iran war, including the arson attack of ambulances belonging to a Jewish charity. I knew it was them. It was a fucking fake Iran group, man. I think we're dumb. Like, this group was literally created like a week before the attack on the ambulances. Like, it's like a brand new fucking group, and now they're gonna blame this on Iran again, just after the ceasefire, of course. They claimed it aimed 2 drones. Yeah, blah blah blah. Oh man, it's mad that people will actually believe this. You know, people will be like, "Oh my God, Iran! I can't believe you, Iran! Like, Iran's done it again." Of course they'll do this. Like, the propaganda's fucking mental, bro. The false flags are crazy. Oh man, and yeah, user created 2 to 3 weeks ago. Probably it literally was. They was created literally 2 to 3 weeks ago. I swear to God. It's also claimed recent attempted arson attacks at a synagogue in Finchley. Oh, they done the synagogue as well, and an Iranian TV station in Wembley, which is critical of the regime. Yeah, of course, of course. In its video, the group said it had moved to the second phase of operations. The gates to Kensington Park Gardens were shut this morning, with signs informing the public that the park is closed. Hazardous conditions do not enter, the sign added. Police vans and a white tent were visible at the scene, as were officers wearing protective clothing. In a statement released on Friday, the Met Police said there is an increased police presence in Kensington Gardens and officers are assessing a number of discarded items. As a precaution, some of the officers who have been deployed are wearing protective clothing. We recognise this may concern local residents and the wider public. We do not believe there to be any increased public safety risk at this stage, but we would urge people to avoid the area while officers carry out their work. There are cordons in place and there is no public access to the gardens and the surrounding area. Oh man. False flags, really? Oh man. Counter-terrorism police in London are aware of a video shared online overnight in which a group claimed to have targeted the nearby embassy of Israel with drones carrying dangerous substances. While we can confirm that the embassy has not been attacked, we are carrying out urgent inquiries to determine the authenticity of the video and to identify a potential link between it and the items discarded in Kensington Gardens. In a statement on social media, Kensington Gardens confirmed it would be closed for the day. Due to an ongoing police investigation, Kensington Gardens will be closed to the public today, the statement read. We respectfully ask that people avoid the area until further notice. Hyde Park and West Carriage Drive remain open. Serpentine galleries can be accessed from West Carriage Drive. The group, which translates to Islamic Movement of the Companions of the Right, is also known as Ashab al-Yamin. Its insignia, bearing a raised arm with a rifle pointing right with a globe slightly faded in the background, is very similar to the IRGC's Lebanese Hezbollah and Hatib Hezbollah in Iraq. I'm sure it is, yeah, I'm sure it is. You know what it is? You know these Mossad fucking idiots, they've gone on ChatGPT. Yeah, make me a fucking logo like this. Madness. The right hand is typically associated with divine favour, honour and righteousness in Islamic culture. Oh, does anyone believe in this shit? Featuring the right hand will lend the group's imagery to a spiritual mission rather than an ideological pursuit, according to experts. Fucking hell, already got a false flag. Already? The ceasefire's not even been done for 24 hours in Lebanon and now they're already fucking saying that it's tied to Hezbollah. It's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous! Absolutely ridiculous. You're such an idiot if you fucking believe that. It's always an Iran-linked group, isn't it? It's always an Iran-linked group, and it's always blame fucking Muslims and blame Iran and blame Lebanon. Why the fuck, yeah? Why would Iran and Hezbollah want to attack? Why would Iran and Hezbollah want to attack London? It makes no fucking sense. An Israeli embassy and a couple of ambulances in Golders Green. Yeah, okay. We've got some live footage there as well. It just looks like it's just a video of fucking nothing. It's always weird timing, yeah, I know, right? Madness. Absolute nonsense. Islamist terror cell post video. Of course. Yeah, of course. Not Mossad, was it? No. Do you remember as well? When they done the terror attack, yeah, on the ambulances in Golders Green, they said that, you know, the videos, like, they're not even, like, I'm not obviously Iranian, but they said, like, their accents were not Middle Eastern. They was just, like, fuck knows what accents they had, but they did not sound Iranian. That's what they were saying. Typical. Typical. They're trying to manufacture consent for war in Islam. Yeah, probably. Madness. Absolute madness. Yeah, anyway guys, I'm going to probably wrap it up here. It's been a 2-hour stream today. We're going to do a longer one tomorrow. And I've got to take my dog to the vet shortly. So, also as well, I need to start going to the gym. You know, where I was just working so hard. I haven't been eating right. I've just been working. Had no spare time. Didn't spend time with family. Didn't have spare time for anything. But now I've got a little bit of extra spare time on my hands. I'm probably going to have to start going to like the gym and trying to eat better. I might even stream it on Kick. That's what I was asking you guys. I don't know if any of you are interested in that. Just it'll help motivate me, you know. If I stream it, it'll make me feel like I've got to do it. I don't want to look like an idiot, so I'll have to do it. So maybe it will motivate me to do that. If any of you guys are interested in watching that, I might start doing it on Kick. Maybe even today, I don't know. See how it goes, I guess. Let me know in the comments if that's anything you'd be interested in. So I thought I heard someone at the door. We've done it many times before. Why not again? Exactly that, user. Hopefully more peace and contentment in your life. Yeah, hopefully, man. That's what I'm hoping. I'm just hoping that I can survive and pay my bills off this stuff, you know. I think it will come in due time. I'm still good for like the next month, because I still get paid for my job at the end of the month, which will cover my bills for the next month. So these next like 45 days are like going to be like really gonna have to really put some dedication into this, you know. Look after yourself, have a good weekend. Thank you, Exit. Just remember, gratitude attracts more blessings. Exactly that, user. Appreciate all your guys and girls kind words. Appreciate you all. Gratitude gives you contentment with whatever you have. Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate these kind words. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. We're going to be back tomorrow, probably early. Maybe like 10 o'clock or something like that. 10 a.m. UK time, maybe 11 latest. But yeah, I hope to see you all there tomorrow. We'll do a longer stream as well. And I need to get someone to come on and do an interview as well. See if I can do that. I was meant to have someone coming on, but they're not answering the messages, so I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, apart from that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Peace out. See you later.
Today, we are super fucking happy about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to like and empty the space. Let's bring some more people in here to enjoy the celebration.
Yes.
The farewell party to the Savior.
Say goodbye, a farewell for this motherfucker that put the fucking video of the fucking hostage. So this is a fucking farewell for me, okay?
Because he shouldn't exist from the get-go. He should have been executed by the Mossad long time ago, and I've been asking for this for a long time. And I was talking to my commander. I'm telling him this needs to go.
I think that you need to gather all the Zios, eliminate them.
He deserves to be genocided like all the other Nazis, and he's a convicted fucking criminal. And they pissed the hell out of me. This fucking Hamas and giving them a voice after October 7, and us Jews and Israelis can live peacefully. I hate him.
Great.
I hate him.